In over 20 years of working with type 2 diabetics, the one type of problem that we have found consistently causing type 2 diabetes are toxins. Now, there are multiple different types of toxins. There are heavy metals, there are environmental toxins, and there are mold toxicities. And today we're going to be discussing heavy metal toxins and how they impact the body, specifically a certain area of your body that are contributing to causing your diabetes and progressing your diabetes over time. You see, as a reminder, type 2 diabetes, most people believe it's a blood sugar problem. It's an elevated blood sugar. But the reality is diabetes is a cellular disease. Our cells have these doors that open and close that allow sugar to enter from the bloodstream into our cells. That's where they belong. Because sugar is our fuel source and our cells have the engines to our body. And if the sugar can't reach the engines, well, then we don't function as human beings. So how do heavy metals specifically impact diabetes? Well, the reality is heavy metals are very damaging to the body. They specifically have been shown to damage your cells, and they can contribute to enough cellular damage that your ability to push sugars into your cells becomes deficient. And if you can't get the sugars in your cells, where do they go? Right back into your bloodstream, causing elevated sugars. So today, what I'm going to show you is what a test that we've done on a couple of our patients so you can identify and see the type of metals that we're looking at and how they impact the body specifically. So let's go ahead and share this one here. As you can see here, we have a heavy metal test. And in this specific individual, they have multiple heavy metals that are showing up. Now, anything you see in the yellow or the red is considered toxic to the body. So what this means is that this individual has been exposed to these metals at some time in their life. This could have been through a food source, could have been through the soil they're around, the air they breathe. Depending on the type of area you're involved in or lived in, specific to on the East Coast compared to the West Coast, we have different types of metals that we're exposed to. Now remember, these metals don't mean they were exposed recently. This could have been 10, 20, 30, 40 plus years ago, and they're still impacting their body today, creating damage, the cellular damage we're referring to. So not only, not only are these toxins going to impact your cells, but they're also going to impact other areas of your body as well. So as a reminder, before I go too far, remember, the more cells that are damaged, the worse your diabetes gets. So when you have problems like toxins like this impacting your cells, it is perpetuating the disease. It is an underlying mechanism. But the problem with these toxins are, like heavy metals, they not only impact your cells, they will impact other areas as well. So let's go over some of these here. So one of these we can see here is called antimony. And antimony causes gastrointestinal conditions. Some of you may be familiar with a condition called like leaky gut. Now, leaky gut is a common that people have heard about it, but they don't really know what it means. Where it's where toxins like antimony get stuck in your body, they migrate themselves over to your intestinal tract, and they start disrupting the ability for the gut to do its job, which is absorption and digestion. So it can lead to nutrient deficiencies and other problems as well. But more importantly, it can impact the cells. And as a reminder, if you haven't already got it yet, your gut is involved in blood sugar regulation. It's where the food is broken down and converted to sugar to be released into your body. So if it's impacting your gut, it's going to impact blood sugar regulation. We can see here things like bismuth. Bismuth causes kidney, as a reminder, renal stands for kidney, and hepatic means liver failure. Well, why is this important? Because your kidneys and your liver, one of their main jobs is to help regulate blood sugar in the body. So if we have a toxin that is destroying and killing those areas of your body, it's going to create a damaged area and progress things over time. It can also cause paresthesias. And what is that? That's neuropathies, right? So a lot of times we see individuals who have neuropathies and they're being told it's because they're elevated sugars. That could be a contributing factor, but oftentimes it can be other problems like these heavy metal toxins we're dealing with here. Cadmium is another one that can cause liver disease and kidney disease. It's also been linked to cardiovascular problems, heart attacks and strokes, the number one cause of death of a type 2 diabetic. And again, peripheral problems like neuropathies, as well as central nervous system issues like type 3 diabetes, Alzheimer's, and dementia. Now, many people know lead, but lead is not only impacting, it's a neurotoxin that can lead to brain damage and brain destruction, i.e. dementia and Alzheimer's, but it can also cause kidney problems, and it's been linked to type 2 diabetes as well. Nickel can cause cardiovascular problems as well as kidney issues also. And tellurium causes circulatory collapse. That's essentially circulatory inflammation, which we know inflammation is very damaging to the body. And thorium causes GI issues, i.e. the leaky gut situation. So in this specific patient, we can see we had multiple different types of heavy metal toxins that are destroying their cells and causing multiple organ damage as well. But here's the thing. Well, many times people ask me, well, what do I need to do for myself? Well, if you want to learn more about how you can start helping yourself now, make sure you download my guide below here because it's filled with information that's going to help you start addressing your specific diabetic condition and helping you right now. But let's go on to our second test. Now, if we look at our second test here, we can see we have another scenario where this person has multiple heavy metals that they're dealing with. In this situation, we have aluminum, arsenic, and cesium. So if we look down here, we can see aluminum, which you probably recognize. Aluminum is considered a neurotoxin as well, which means it impacts your ability to have memory and mental confusion, i.e. dementia and Alzheimer's, i.e. type 3 diabetes. But it also impacts the kidney and the liver as well. And arsenic, look at this, guys, direct link to type 2 diabetes. So again, we see so many individuals that have been exposed to arsenic. And what is the most common exposure? White rice is probably one of the most common things that we see in the United States. And many individuals are eating this, maybe not directly white rice or rice in general, but it's in a lot of our foods as well. It can also impact cognitive issues because we know arsenic also is involved in dementia and Alzheimer's type symptoms. And cesium as well is another one. It's directly causing DNA damage. Essentially, that's the cellular damage we've been talking about. So again, this is just another example of the type of a patient that we get to evaluate on a regular basis and the direct links to their diabetic condition. Now, the question is, why isn't your doctor evaluating people like this? Why aren't they evaluating these types of tests and looking for these types of things? And the main reason is because these types of toxins that people are dealing with, there's no pharmaceutical drugs to address them. So remember, in the medical model, if there's no pharmaceutical drugs, if there's no surgery option, if there's no injection option, in most cases, there's no options for them to help you. So there's no reason for them to evaluate you this way. And this is what becomes so frustrating for so many individuals that we meet with on a regular basis because they're being evaluated of what type of medications to take or how to help them lower their sugars with nutrition or exercise or weight loss. And of course, those things will help, but are they going to give you long-term benefits? No. Think about this. If you have 10 problems going on in your body, let's just say you have 5 different toxins and you have 5 different problems showing up on your blood test, like a liver issue, kidney, etc., right? Now, if you only address 5 of those problems, are you going to fix your diabetes? Are you going to reverse your diabetes? No. You have to address all of them. Take a different analogy. If you have 10 holes on your roof and you only fix 5, is your roof fixed? No. So it's no different for your body. You have to be properly evaluated. You have to be comprehensively tested. And this is some of the protocols that we evaluate individuals for to identify their specific problems so we can create a solution for them. And here's the deal. If you'd like to learn more about how we evaluate, how we help individuals create the customized solutions, make sure you watch this upcoming video here because I will go into depth about specifically what needs to be done for you and how to help you reverse your diabetes. We'll see you there. Take care.